Hello all, welcome to Successfactors demo. Let me introduce myself. I am Madhav, having 15 plus years of experience in SAP, out of which I have 3 plus years of experience in Successfactors. I am a professional level certified consultant. I worked on multiple assignments in Successfactors for different countries. In today's session, we will discuss on what is on-premise solution, what is cloud solution, and what are the differences between these two. If you observe in today's competitive market, every customer is interested to use cloud solution rather than on-premise solution. Why every customer is so eager to implement cloud solution and what is the motivation factor for them? All these topics we are going to discuss in today's session. Even SAP has acquired SuccessFactors. We will try to understand the reason behind this acquisition, and also we will see what are the strengths and capabilities of SuccessFactors. Next, as a SuccessFactors consultant, what kind of the work are we going to perform in the real-time implementation projects? In today's class, we also discuss about the how to log into provisioning system, which is nothing but backend system, and also we can log into the instance system, which is nothing but a front-end system, and we can browse through the provisioning and instance system various applications in this demo session. We will also discuss on how to get certified in SuccessFactors. Next, we will discuss on what are the key modules that I am going to cover up in the course in detail and in depth along with the real-time business scenarios. Finally, we will discuss on the various job opportunities in the SuccessFactors domain. At the end of the demo session, we can have a discussion on all the queries, but in between, if you have any doubt or any questions, please feel free to raise as many as questions in the discussion. Next slide. In this slide, we are going to understand the differences between the on-premise and cloud solutions. In on-premise, customer is going to set up a dedicated server to maintain the data. It is their responsibility to maintain the hardware and the software for lifetime, whereas in cloud solutions, customers need not to maintain any server and they can access their data from the shared server provided by the service provider. Example for on-premise is SAP and for cloud solutions is SuccessFactors. Let us understand the cloud solution in detail by taking a simple example. There are 3 persons X, Y and Z who are having individual Gmail login ID and password, and these X, Y and Z have their own secured space in the Google server. Each of them is accessing this service via internet and they are able to store their personal and confidential data. But other people cannot access this data as the space is dedicated for the individual login. This service is provided by the Google at a free of cost for all the users, and all the new features are also available at free of cost for everyone. If we can adapt the same example to SuccessFactors, here SuccessFactors company is providing HCM services in cloud which can be accessed via internet. The only difference here is Google is providing its services at free of cost, whereas SuccessFactors is charging an annual subscription premium from its customers. In today's competitive market, every customer is interested to use cloud solution rather than on-premise solution, because there is a lot of cost reduction here. As per the market survey reports, customers are able to save 75% of the cost by moving to cloud solutions. And this is because customers need not to maintain any server here, and they need not to install any software and need not to set up any hardware also. It is not required to take any additional license for the client network setup. They can access all their data via internet from anywhere in the world, and all the enhancements, upgradations also free of cost. And also it is not required to maintain any database for backup storage here. They can pay the subscription fees for only those applications which they are going to use, which we are calling here pay as you use. And it can be implemented in a less time frame with a minimum number of consultants, and users can easily understand and execute their applications without any additional support. All these benefits are the motivation factors for the customers to implement SuccessFactors in their business needs. Let us understand the background of SuccessFactors in the next slide. SuccessFactors started their business as a HCM cloud service provider in 2001 in California, USA. They have expanded their business by acquiring different cloud leaders who are specialized in their line of business functions. Like for example, SuccessFactors has acquired Jobs2Web, who is the leading provider of recruitment solutions, and they also acquired the Plateau Systems, who is the global leader in talent management solutions. Also, SuccessFactors has acquired Jambak, which is a global leader in providing the learning management solutions. SuccessFactors also acquired Inform Business Impact and UCalc, which are the global leaders in providing the workforce analytics and reports. By acquiring all these companies, SuccessFactors became a more strengthened in the HCM cloud area. I can say one thing, the world is at a technical migration phase now. Every customer is moving from the traditional client server based architecture to the cloud technology. SAP also understood this fact and decided to enter into the cloud market, and as a part of this, they acquired the leading cloud software company called SuccessFactors in December 2011 for $3.4 billion. At the time of the acquisition, SuccessFactors had more than 3,500 customers in 168 countries with 15 million users using their applications in 34 different languages throughout the worldwide. Every customer is looking out for the SuccessFactors cloud solutions to maintain their HR data. Moving to the next slide. In the real-time project, what is the role of SF consultant? In real time, we are not going to have any specific technical consultant or a functional consultant like SAP. We will have a single consultant called as a SuccessFactors professional consultant. In simple terms, I can say that he is going to act like a techno-functional consultant in the project. As far as the technical skills are concerned, you need not have any programming background. Why? Because we are not going to write any new logic here. We will only modify the existing logic as per the customer requirement with the help of XML and DTD. What is DTD here? DTD is nothing but document type definition, which will guide us on what can be modified and what cannot be modified. You need not worry about the XML knowledge. I will cover up the XML basics also in depth, where any fresher can be able to understand easily. I can give 100% assurance in making you understand the XML code without any difficulty. Let us quickly see on how we perform the changes to XML file with the help of DTD. In this folder, we are able to see two files. One is .xml file and another one is .dtd file. We can open the XML file with the help of XML pad, and you can able to see here there is an edit with XML pad. If you can click on edit with XML pad, you can able to see one of the data model here. In this data model, there is a field called location group. This location group field currently is an optional field, and my customer has asked me to make it as a mandatory. So here I need to add an attribute that would make this field as a mandatory. I will place the cursor here. When I click on enter button, automatically it is displaying the possible attributes to be used here. I am selecting here required, and when I enter equal to, automatically it is displaying the possible values true or false. When I am selecting the true and I am able to make this field as a mandatory, this is because of DTD. DTD will guide us on what can be modified and what cannot be modified, and you can validate even errors. You can validate errors here. This is just a sample example on how we can modify with the XML with the help of DTD. In our course, I am going to explain this subject from very basic level to in depth. Even I am going to teach elementary level, like what is XML, what is the abbreviation of XML, and how it can be modified easily, so that even a below average student also can able to follow. A fresher also can understand the subject easily. Going to the slides. The next slide. SuccessFactors systems. In SuccessFactors, consultants are going to work on two systems: instance and provisioning system. Provisioning system is nothing but backend system of SuccessFactors. It is the place where a consultant can perform the technical configuration settings like applications enabling and disabling. Like for example, if you want to activate Employee Central module or performance and goal management modules, we need to check the appropriate checkboxes related to them in the provisioning system. Then only these will be reflected in the instance. As per the customer requirements, we are going to modify the XML files, and these will be imported in the provisioning system, and those changes will be, which we made in XML, will be reflected in the instance side. We can create a schedule, we can create and schedule the background jobs for the synchronization of data. We can configure the settings which are related to inbound and outbound interfaces for third-party systems integration. We can copy the data from one instance to another instance in the provisioning system. Coming to instance here, instance is the front-end system or customer-facing view of the SuccessFactors platform. In the instance, we are doing three things: functional configuration, master data maintenance, and user execution. It is the place where a consultant configures the settings like generic objects creation, which is also called custom objects or MDF objects. We can develop custom portlets by using MDF, which are similar to custom info types in SAP system. We can configure the custom business rules based on the requirement. These are similar to PCRs or personal calculation rules in SAP system. But it is not complex like SAP system. Here business rules can be configured easily because all the possible options are available in a drop-down. SuccessFactors provides various templates in goal management, performance management, 360 reviews, and compensation, etc. All these templates can be customized as per the business requirement within the instance. We can also configure different ad hoc reports along with the dashboards. What is dashboards? Dashboards are nothing but graphical representation of data. We can also import and export user data, and we can provide relevant required authorizations to the access to the applications by using RBP, role-based permissions. We can also maintain the employee data along with the organization structure details. Let us log into the SuccessFactors provision. You can look at the backend provisioning system here. And this is the place where we can modify the instance company settings here. Here we can see a list of the features and checkboxes against each feature. When we can check any checkbox and this feature corresponding to the particular checkbox will be activated in the instance. For example, if you want to activate goal management module, goal management the goal frameworks, and you can able to see the goal management suite, a total goal management, and other checkboxes as well. Based on the checkboxes, goal management module will be activated in the instance. In the same way, if you want to enable calibration, you can search with the enable calibration. Enable calibration. Under enable calibration, you can see different sub checkboxes. All the checkboxes you can activate here. Based on that, your applications will be activated in the instance here. Similarly, if you want to activate the performance management, and you can search with the performance management visual. performance management V12. If you maintain the checkbox, and in the instance you can able to see the performance management V12 module applications will be activated automatically. So in short, provisioning is a backend system in which we enable or disable the features, which is one-time activity. Apart from this, we also use provisioning system to upload and download the data models, which are nothing but import and export of your XML files. But in future, even this activity also will be migrated to instance slowly. Now itself, most of the configuration part is moved to instance. For example, metadata framework MDF and business configuration UI, all these things we can say example for this. So we can go through the instance system. In the instance, you can able to see a instance home page screen. In instance home page screen, you can find out home drop down here. In the home drop down, you can able to see different kind of goals, performance, calibration, compensation, all the modules. All these modules are activated because of the provisioning system checkboxes. When you maintain the checkboxes and that corresponding the features or applications are activated in the instance system. If you want to go through the any employee profile data or employee files, you can click on employee files here. So as we logged into the Carla Grant employee user ID, Carla Grant is manager here. I am going to the Carla Grant, the public profile, personal information, we can see different portlets here. Each and every portlet is called info type in SAP system. If you want to create, we can create a custom portlets also here. And you can see there is one of the portlet here called personal info. In this you can able to see date of birth, region of birth, country of birth, place of birth. For example, one of the customer is required age also need to be added, one custom field called age, and it need to be calculated automatically by the system. So for this, we need to go back and do the configuration in instance. Where can we do the configuration for custom field as well as how to calculate the age of the employee automatically. So we can go through this. So in the same home drop down menu, you can find out here admin center, any navigation you can search here by using tool search option. I am searching here navigation, manage business configuration, which is nothing but BCY. It is an alternative for your XML where you can go back and do the modifications here to the respect to HRS element. So I am going through this HRS element. I want to add one custom field called custom long. And the field label, I am defining an age. And I am updating an enabled status, yes. And I am going for further details. In this section, I am updating visibility field status to view, because the value of this field should be calculated automatically from the business rule, and we should not be able to edit this field. So we are setting it to the visibility of this field to view, and I am going to click on done and I click on save. So as of now, we have added one custom field called age into the existing HRS element or portlet list. Now we need to go back and we need to write a business rule here. For writing a business rule, you can search for the application configure business rules. In the last batch, we have written one rule for calculating the age automatically. So let me open the particular node and I will show it to you how we have written that particular logic. So here you can search your rule here, BCOI age. So this is the name we written in the last session, last batch, age calculation rule. And if you can go through the rule here, you can able to understand what is the condition written here is, if person info date of birth is not equal to null, that means the date of birth field is existing, then set person info section age field to be equal to difference in calendar years, that is date of birth of year 2 till today, whatever the number of years gap, the difference need to calculate as the age, it need to update this particular age field. So this is the logic is written in this business rule, and the same rule we need to assign to person info HRIS element section. So I am going to the admin center now, and you can search for once again manage business configuration. In the manage business configuration, age field we added earlier. Now I am going to add the business rule for calculating the automatically age of an employee. So rule I specified BCOI age, and this is only display field on view event type, and I am going to save. Now we can go to employee files. We can check the output whether the age field is appearing or not, and the age of the employee is calculated or not, we can check. So when I click on personal information portlet, personal information area, and I am able to check there is a personal info HRIS element where I can able to see custom field here age 41. Similarly, even any configuration, if you want to perform in the instance, you can go to admin center and we can do the configuration here. For example, I want to do some workflow configuration. So if you want to do the workflow configuration, you can go for manage, organize and pay and job structures, manage organization, pay and job structures. Here we can go back and we can create the workflow configuration. In the last batch, we have configured one address change workflow configuration, that is NS address change workflow configuration. If any employee is going to modify the address, it need to trigger automatically workflow request to his manager. So this is what we have added here, one workflow configuration, role as a manager for address change scenario. We can go back and test it. So I will go to one same employee file section. In the employee file section, for this Carla grant, I am going to modify the address details. So I am coming to the personal information section. Here already there is address details are maintained for the employee. I am going to modify these address details with effective from January 31st. And I am modifying some address details here. Previously it was existing New York 123, I am removing 1, 2, 3. I am updating the city name as New York. New York. And if you want to modify zip code also you can modify. But I changed only city field New York. I am going to click on save. When I click on save, you can able to see the workflow request. Workflow is triggered to Alexander Thompson and it is copied to sfonlinetrainer@gmail.com. So this is what the configuration is existing in the workflow configuration side. So I am going to confirm Carla Grant manager is Alexander Thompson and workflow request is triggered to Alexander Thompson. So I am confirming that. So where can we go back and check whether Carla Grant manager is Alexander Thompson or someone else? So we can go to in the home drop down menu, company info, you can able to see there is an org chart here. Carla Grant is having report is Marcus, Richard, Sigmorton, Vic Stokes and Wilma. Even if I can click on Sigmorton, Sigmorton also is having some report is. We can able to see Diana and Sudarshan, Thomas Clark. If I am going to expand the Thomas Clark and Thomas Clark also is having some report is. Similarly, we can able to see organization hierarchy who is reporting to whom. Same way, Carla Grant is reporting to Alexander Thompson and Alexander Thompson is reporting to his manager Daniel. Daniel is COE and he is going to be head of the organization. And the approval, Carla Grant manager is Alexander, so Alexander has received this kind of request. So if you want to log into manager's inbox, you can go to Carla Grant and from here proxy now, I am logging into the Alexander Thompson ID. When you go to Alexander Thompson's ID, this is the Alexander Thompson's inbox. In Alexander Thompson's inbox, you can able to see one approve address change request. When I am going to open approve address change for Carla Grant, when we click on this request from to do portlet, which is nothing but an inbox. Now Alexander is able to see one detailed request. The request was submitted by Carla Grant with effective date of January 31st, 2016. Previously New York 123 was there. It was edited with the New York and he can provide his comments and he can go back and he can approve the record. Even in the home drop down, we can not only perform the workflow configuration or custom field calculation rules, we can go back and execute different kind of goal management and performance management applications. So here I am going through the home drop down menu. There is a goals module, goal management module. In the goal management module, Carla Grant can go back and check even employee goals. What are the goals employees submitted? What is the status on the goals? Carla Grant can check. If you can go to drop down, if you can select one of the employee, one of the reportee of Carla Grant, Marcus of. So here Marcus of is submitted the different goals category wise, and we can able to check the track record. What is the portion of the goal employee the report has been achieved, and what is the weightage of the goal we can able to check. And the Carla Grant want to approve the goals, she can go back and approve it, or if she want to unapprove the goals, and we can go back and approve, unapprove can be done. And even these goals we can integrate with the performance management module. We can go to performance here. In performance, if you can go to all forms here, you can able to find out in the last batch what are the forms we launched and what are the forms we executed here. I am opening one of the previous batch Empower Performance Review form of Microsoft. Here we configured one route map where the cycle is beginning, performance cycle is beginning with the employee self-assessment followed by manager assessment, and manager is going to provide the ratings. Manager will send for the second line manager review and one-to-one meeting. In the one-to-one meeting, manager provides the rating to the employee. Suppose that employee is going to accept the rating, and followed by manager also is going to accept the rating, approve the rating, and then we can complete the performance cycle. If you can go through the performance form, we can able to see objective section. Under that different type of goals, where you can able to see manager rating as well as employee rating. Even there is a core values, core competencies. Competencies also manager and self-assessment rating we can able to check. And job specific competencies also, one side manager rating, other side employee self-assessment rating we can able to find. And overall rating we can able to see what is the final score, and also there is a sign off by manager as well as employee. Not only this, in the last batch we executed the 360-degree performance evaluation, 360-degree report. If you can go to all forms, you can find out even 360-degree review form, 360-degree appraisal. In 360-degree appraisal form, not only employee and manager is going to participate in the rating cycle, peers, colleagues and all other stakeholders also is going to involve in 360-degree process. Here you can able to see direct report is what is the rating they give, manager rating, self-assessment rating, all employees except self-rating. We can able to see different kind of analysis here. Competency wise, what is the rating by each and every individual category, we can able to check. And also we can able to go through there is a blind spots and hidden strength report. What do you mean by blind spot report? Blind spots means where employee has done the self-assessment at high level and everybody has given the low level of rating. If you can go through the blind spots view, self-assessment is given 5-5 rating and 4-4 rating, top rating employee is rated, but everyone, all the others including manager, peers, reportees, everybody has given the low rating. These are the blind spots area where employee need to concentrate and need to improve it. The hidden strengths in the reverse way where employee is given the low rating 3 and 2, but all the other people on an average they gave the more than the self-assessment rating. So this is the hidden strength of the employee which employee is not aware. So all this kind of analysis can be done in the 360-degree appraisal system. And also in the real time we can able to see there is a topic called one calibration session. What do you mean by calibration? Calibration nothing but rating distribution. Every company will have some organization guidelines for allocating the performance ratings and compensation part. So here also in the last batch we have configured one Empower calibration session. If you can go through the Empower calibration session, you can able to see one dashboard here. In the dashboard, the two type of colors you can able to notice. There is a green color which you are able to see. So this is declaring that guidelines. Guidelines we can give 30% of rating 4, but whereas managers has given the rating called 37.5%. So actual is exceeding the guidelines. We need to adjust this kind of ratings. So generally, manager is going to run the performance evaluation, manager will give the rating, and post that second level manager is going to run the calibration session. Second level manager is going to arrange a group discussion among all the managers, and as per the organization guidelines, they are going to adjust the each and every employee rating. So you can go through the Empower rating bin view. Here Thomas Clark we gave 4.67, one top rating. Rating 5 we gave here for this employee. But as per the organization guidelines, we can add one more employee also into the list. When I am going to add into the list, you will not be able to see any add or remove. And even when I go back and add one more employee here at low performance, because as per the guidelines we need to rate for one person at low performance, and once we are going to maintain all these things and actual and guidelines are met as per the customer requirement. So this kind of calibration session in the real time we are going to do it. So I am going to explain to you in the course what is calibration session, how to configure the calibration template, what is the business requirement, all these things in detail we are going to discuss in the course. Post calibration session, we'll talk about the compensation form. In the last batch, we configured even one compensation form under Carla grant for all the employee reportees. I am opening one of the Empower Comp Plan 2015 for Carla grant. You can able to see all the Carla grant reportees here, and with their performance rating, and what is the prorating start date and as well as end date, how long they worked done. And this is the custom calculation we have done in the last batch. There is a minimum salary calculation, look up minimum table. As per the grid lines salary range, what is the minimum salary range? We have prepared this custom fields and custom calculations here. And what is the current salary of an employee? And even based on the ranges, we can able to calculate compa ratio and range penetration and merit guidelines. And as per the merit guidelines, what is the merit percentage of hike? All these things we are able to again perform the changes. And finally, you can able to see final salary and bonus payment, and we can able to change the salary part here. So we are going to learn in the course how to allocate the budget, how to configure the compensation guideline rules, all these things in detail we are going to learn. So we can go through this slide again. Regarding the SF certification is not mandatory for a consultant, as most of the customers are preferring the expertise and knowledge in SuccessFactors rather than certification. Subscription to SuccessFactors certification hub is mandatory in order to take any certification. This subscription is valid for 1 year and allows us to take 6 exams. You will have 3 attempts to clear 1 exam. The total attempts allocated per subscription is only 6. And this is an online exam. The exams are remotely proctored by a webcam on your PC or laptop, and you can schedule your exam and anytime by using the certification app. Upon clearing the exam, you will be provided with the link by credential manager from which the certificate can be downloaded. And the next slide regarding SuccessFactors course content. As we have seen earlier, the high level of overview on the functional configurations and different aspects of the instance. Let me explain about the course content. We would cover all these 12 areas in detail in our course. First, introduction to master. The objective of this module is make you familiarize with the SuccessFactors system, like what is provisioning, what is instance, and what type of configurations we are going to do it. And this is a mandatory module to be learned for every beginner who wants to do this kind of SF course. Next, Employee Central. In Employee Central, we have 7 data models. In general, people will train only 1 or 2 data models. But here, I'll train you all the 7 data models. In MDF, we will create different generic objects. I'm going to explain to you each and every field and node that comes in the process. Coming to business rules, we will write more than 10 business rules. Not only this, we will also learn country transfer or global employment process. And we are going to learn different workflow rules, how to configure it. And coming to time configuration, we will also see configuration of holiday calendar, work schedule, time quota configuration, time attendance and time sheets. Here, time attendance and time sheets are the new features which are not taught by anyone till now, but these are also included in our course. Not only this, we will also see how SF supports payroll on demand in the course. With this knowledge, you can easily clear any certification and you can crack any kind of interview. Coming to goal management module, we will cover various custom processes like achievement lookup table, goal score calculations, apart from all the regular other configuration nodes in the system. In performance management, we will see how to configure a performance form template as per the customer requirement and what are the routing steps we have to include and how to configure the competencies and evaluate the performance using the core competencies and job specific competencies and etc. In the market, no one is teaching the calibration, which is one of the key area in certification. We will cover up these topics in the calibration in detail. Coming to 360 reviews, even though it is not a part of certification, we need to know about this because when we attend any interview, we will have various questions on this area as well. Reports. Standard reports anyone can explain, but custom reports no one will explain in detail. We will cover up various custom reports that are used in real time along the dashboards. We will see both the dashboards, dashboard 1.0 and 2.0, and also the differences between these two. Compensation. In the compensation, we will learn how to configure the compensation form apart from the user execution, and we also will discuss on how to integrate with the employee profile, PMGM module. All these things we are going to learn. Instance synchronization tool. This is a tool which is used to copy the data between instances. In real time, how we will use this, we will learn in our course. ORD, Online Report Designer. This is similar to SAP query in SAP. We will also see how to generate a report using Report Designer and how to customize it as per the business need and how to distribute these reports and across the groups we are going to learn. We are going to provide a quality of subject here covering each and every topic in detail, in depth, so that the course duration would be 80 hours here. Apart from the course content, I am going to explain additionally implementation methodology, and we will also see what are the issues we are going to face in the implementation and support and how we are going to fix the issues. And we are going to discuss about the SF consultant roles and responsibilities and how to do the certification, and I am going to guide you. Even in the real time, most of the companies are implementing EC module along with the Delboomi. We will provide you how a Successfactors consultant will configure the settings in the provisioning system for Delboomi integration and how are we coordinating with the Boomi consultant. All these topics are going to be explained to you in detail. Wherever you can take the training, nobody will cover up Delboomi integration along with the EC module. Apart from all these things, I will also guide you on resume, how to update the resume and what are the roles and responsibilities we need to update. I will share the real-time project material so that you can refer these documents and clear any interview easily. And all the documents are available in the Google Drive. We are going to share the folder to you. You can go back and download all this kind of material. Coming to the job market, I can say one thing. There are 15,000 plus SAP HCM customers have implemented Successfactors hybrid model, and there are 100 plus new customers who have been implementing Successfactors every month. This shows how rapidly Successfactors is growing in this competitive market. As almost every company is planning to implement SuccessFactors, there are plenty of options for the people who are looking forward to build their career in SuccessFactors. Undoubtedly, the future is SuccessFactors. Every company is migrating from the current existing HRM solutions to SuccessFactors system. SuccessFactors consultants are highly paid because of the rapid growth of the SuccessFactors implementation across the world. So, if you're having any questions or doubts or any queries, you can drop an email to me at sfonlinetrainer@gmail.com. Thank you. Thanks for your time.